Hello.
Welcome to our fourth session. Thank you all for being here today. I want to commend you guys for all being here on time. I know that things are crazy. It's the middle of the week, it's Wednesday, so things can get a little crazy during this time. So thank you all for being here. I think it shows that you guys all really want to put the work into being the best parent that you guys can be. I know I've said this before, but the purpose of this group is just for us to come together and mutual aid. You guys are all single parents in some sort of sense, and so you guys have similar difficulties that you guys are struggling with, and in a sense you guys are in the same boat. And so I think that this is a good group that we can come together and mutual aid and just talk about that. I want to just kind of refresher that this group is confidential. Anything that's shared in this group will stay in this group, and so the only time that I would ever break confidentiality is if I believe that you guys are a harm to yourself or to others, in which I would let you know before I would break that confidentiality. This group is just built on mutual respect and trust with each other. There's just a lot of times that we just need to remember to respect each other and hear what they're saying, and there's just a lot of
Danielle, you're on your phone. That breaks our group rules.
How do you don't know it's not my kids?
Well, it's just very distracting. I'm trying to listen, and I can't.
that brings up a great point. That
She's
is
the group
actually
judge,
one
you know.
of that is one of our group ground rules. That is, I think there is probably a better way we could approach it. Like Danielle said, like, how did we not know it was an emergency? Was it an emergency?
No, but it could have been.
It could have been, but how could you have better asked her?
I suppose I could have asked her if there was something wrong first, and if
mind
there was
your
a
own
reason
business.
why she was on her phone. We're here to support each other, not to just let everybody make bad choices.
Okay, so I think that I know there was, in our last session, there was a lot of conflict, and I want us to just be able to address that right now and to not let it get in the way of what this group is for. So I think that this is a good time for us if we just want to just do an exercise of taking just like some deep breaths and just kind of just being able to relax and just be in the moment and not let the anxieties of our days and weeks get into the way and brought into this group. So that's something you guys would all be comfortable with. I know it seems a little weird, but
I breathe
think
all
it's
the time,
effective.
you know, it's part of life.
Okay, well then this won't be any different for you.
Alright.
Alright, so if everyone wants to just close their eyes and just kind of lean back and relax in your chair.
Too.
If you want to, I
Alright.
guess, but it's not necessary. So everyone wants to close your eyes and just deep breath in and then deep breath out. And just kind of feel the chair that you're sitting in and your feet to the ground and the sturdiness of it, and just keep breathing and just kind of find that middle. Alright, everyone feels relaxed. Thank you. I know that sometimes can be a weird exercise, but I think it is important that we just kind of are able to focus on the now and just kind of set ourselves in the right mind before we talk. There was a lot of conflict that happened in our last group, and we weren't able to address it in the time allotted to us. So I think it's important that we kind of address that right now and just put everything on the open and just focus on like what's going on here and what's going on now. So if anyone wants to start sharing about something that they're feeling at the moment, if it's something that they're feeling towards another member, towards me, towards themselves, just anything that you're feeling right now.
I came to this group as support because I am struggling as a parent and I just need it, but I don't know if it's just the group, but it's just hard to share because everyone just seems a little bit like they're constantly going to judge me. And I know we have our confidentiality, but it still just feels hard to share and judgy.
Yeah, no, it's intimidating to share in general, especially if you don't feel comfortable with the people you're sharing. But thank you for sharing. Does anyone have anything else to say off of that?
Well, and we just are here to help you. When I say things, I'm just trying to give you good advice. I've been there, I've done that, and I just want to try to share my wisdom on to other people.
And I think, sorry.
Well, that's right there. One of the things I'm struggling with is because it's Beth, right? I don't even know why she's here. She's grandma, it's not, and she's judging, she's always got way too much to say to everyone, condescending, looking down. No wonder no one wants to share.
So I definitely hear what you're saying, and like I said, it can be really intimidating. So on one hand, I'm hearing that you don't feel comfortable sharing because you feel like you are being judged. And then on the other hand, I'm kind of hearing you maybe judging Beth for kind of being here and for having maybe a different story than yours. Is that right?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, so I think maybe it is hard because everyone, even though we are in similar situations, it is a little different. And it's hard because, right now, yes, she is in the stage of life where she is raising her grandson on her own. Do you have anything you'd like to respond to what he said?
Well, I have adopted my grandson. He is my son. And I am raising him as a single parent. It may not be that he's my biological son, but he is my son, adopted son, biological grandson. And so.
And I think it's important that we all respect each other, and I think sometimes maybe the way we approach each other, we just need to make sure that we're being respectful. You haven't said anything yet. How are you feeling right now with everything?
Well, don't really respect Daryl too much.
Yeah, can you tell me more about that?
Well, his wife is in prison. His son is doing drugs.
I guess she's not the only judgmental one.
Well, it's just, he's the type of person that I pick up off the street. Just saying.
How do you even know? I met you just a couple times and you're sitting here judging me. Mr. Police Officer, he knows everything. You can tell me what, that
Well,
just because my wife
job.
made a mistake.
It's my job. I know.
Whatever, man.
I know people.
Whatever.
Okay, so I'm gonna just take a moment. So I noticed that your kind of reaction was more towards Daryl, and it kind of was really focused in on your work. I know that you kind of said in the last session, last group, that your parents-in-law, that they kind of mentioned that you're very focused in on your work, and that's one reason why you have a hard time focusing on your daughter. So I have a hunch, and I could be completely wrong, and so just let me know if I'm wrong. But I have a hunch that maybe to avoid emotional situations or to emotions that you kind of will focus in on work instead of maybe how you're feeling in that moment. Is that true?
Well, I just work a lot. It's a constant thing in my brain. Work is the only thing that I'm thinking about most of the time. And even when I'm home, I can't get away from work. It's always still in my brain.
And I totally get that, because even with me, sometimes it's hard for me to get out of my mode when I'm home, and especially certain things will trigger my work mode. I think it's more maybe if we continue to wrestle with that and just kind of maybe making sure there's a time that we will focus on work and a time that we focus on emotions. Is that something you'd be interested in doing?
It's something, yeah.
Yeah? We don't have to dig deeper right now, but just in the future, if you want to just kind of mull over that and what that would look like for you, we can kind of tackle that further on. Thank you for opening up. Daryl, how are you feeling? I know that probably was kind of hurtful to hear some of that stuff.
Yeah, but I figured coming from a cop that he would be judgmental and be like that. Cops are all the same.
I think that's objective. I think that's fair to feel that way though, because your wife is in jail. If we kind of could do a moment where we kind of do a role reversal, and so maybe you pretend you kind of play as if you're the cop, and you kind of play as if you're him, and let's just have a conversation and see how that dynamic works and how you guys could bond better to each other.
So you want me to be like our police officer?
Yeah,
Can I
just
put him in
be-
jail? That's a
I
joke.
mean, and just a conversation, and how you maybe would have liked to be him to approach you if he.
Oh, gotcha.
You know,
Yeah.
and so then, and how you would have rather him respond than how he did.
More lines where, as a police officer, you see people who get in trouble and make poor choices and want to do right, but just make a mistake and get put in jail, even though they are good people. And to differentiate, because there are those people that are just bad people, but there are people who just make bad decisions, like my wife did, who made a poor choice, got wrapped up, made a poor decision, and got caught. There's plenty of people that don't get caught that are doing things way worse than my wife did, and that doesn't make us bad people.
Okay, thank you for sharing that side. I understand that your wife was in prison for drug use.
Drug
is it?
use, yes.
Yes. Is that something that you are involved in?
No.
No? Okay.
She got sick and got strung out on pain pills and was trying to get off them, and then just bought some from an undercover and got caught, and she
Yeah,
got put in
that's
jail for a
She
little
broke
bit.
the law.
The tricky situation.
I don't
think
even want to
that
get into
it's important for us to respect each other. That is one of our ground rules. And I think that's important to recognize that he is his own person and he's not his wife or his son, and that he is here trying to get help and support because he does want to be the best parent that he can be. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, I'm here because my mom kept telling me, because I was trying to get help with my son, he's my stepson. He was brought into the marriage, and he's struggling. I think he might be doing drugs. I don't know what's up with him. He just kind of fell off the deep end. Him and his mom are tight. And so I don't know what's going on. He's hanging out with some sketchy kids at school, but so I asked for help, and my mom just kept saying, "You should go here, you should go here, you should go here." And so I finally said, "All right, Ma,
Yeah,
I'll
you're
go."
here. And I think that shows a lot of strength. I think that shows that you do want to do better and you do want to be the best parent that you can be. And I think that congratulate you on that. And I think that's why you all are here. You want to be a better parent. How would you say your relationship with your stepkids are?
Good sometimes, really bad other times.
Okay.
We get angry, we yell. Sometimes I'm scared I'm gonna lay hands on him because that's what my dad did to me, and I don't want to do that.
It's good that you know that you want to do that. I think that's important for us to stay open. That how are you feeling right now?
It's just, whenever I hear anyone say anything about wanting to harm a child, it breaks my heart, and I can't understand. I just never can understand how anyone could get so angry that they would want to hurt a child.
That's fair. I mean, I think that everybody has different battles that they fight with, and it's hard to understand
See,
someone's
I don't want to
perspective.
hurt anyone either. That's why I'm here.
Well, I think it's good that you're here.
Mm-hmm. I think that we all have things that we're working on. Danielle, you've been kind of quiet during this time. Do you have anything to add?
To this conversation?
Yeah.
I don't think I have much to say about this.
I know that you said that you kind of have been fearing opening up to the group. So I want to just ask you a question. I just want us to be able to face this head on, and so that you can open up and get what you want out of this group. So it's kind of first off thing, like what's the worst thing that could happen if you do open up and you share?
You get put in jail.
Let's keep.
I guess, I don't know, if somehow something got out, you know, me and my boyfriend, we struggle sometimes, we fight sometimes, if then like somehow he heard that I'm talking about this with other people, I don't want him to get so mad at me and just leave. I'm already scared that he's gonna leave us, and I just don't think I can handle him leaving right now. Having a baby in a couple months.
Yeah.
I live with him, he pays for a lot of stuff. Like, my job gets my kids some clothes, maybe a little food.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is you're kind of scared that you can't trust these people to keep confidentiality, and that you're scared it's gonna get out of the group. Is that
I
right?
guess, like, if that's worst case.
And let's kind of face some of these fears right now. Can you face Beth and let's just face this fear. I know that and then talk to her. Just tell her something that is going to talk to her about your life and some struggle that you're going through. It doesn't have to be big, something that you feel comfortable sharing. But just start small and let's just face this fear. Is that something that you're willing to do?
Sure, I guess.
Thank
you. A fear?
Just
You want-
something that
a
you're going
struggle?
through. A
Okay.
struggle, anything that you feel comfortable sharing.
Guess feeling comfortable, well, like talking to this group, but then also having bigger conversations with my boyfriend as far as if we're gonna stay together, are we gonna get married? Like, I would want to get married if we're gonna have a kid and he's gonna stay with me.
Well, honey, do you think he's good enough for you? Because what I'm hearing, I'm not sure that you really should stay in this type of relationship.
Okay, but I think that it's important for you to be able to share how you're feeling and what you're thinking. But let's try to reframe that. Let's try to work on a better way that we can say that. Because how did that make you feel?
Like, I'm the one who's at fault. I'm the one who's making the bad decision.
Is that what you meant?
No, I just think that you seem like a nice girl, you know, you want to be a good mother, and yet this guy doesn't seem to respect you or care about you, and if you're afraid that that something we could say would get him angry at you, I'm just concerned for you, that you deserve a nice guy who's going to want to love you and your kids, and
Well, if I
That's
could
my
find someone, I would.
it is difficult. I agree.
That was a good conversation. How did you feel during that conversation? Did you feel like she?
It felt better than her asking if he was good enough for me, because that made me feel really poorly about myself.
And I know that's probably not what. Is that what you meant to do?
Made her feel poorly? No.
No. What did you mean to do?
I meant to make her feel like she deserved better.
So I think that
she's
that's why it's
worthwhile.
important to know how we're saying things and how we're saying things is affecting different group members. I'm kind of sensing a theme in the group that we're all dealing with some conflict with somebody and some tense relationship. You kind of with your kids and maybe underlying with your wife, and you with your boyfriend, which you said that you even admitted, like you said, that you don't know how to confront him with some stuff because you really don't want him to leave, and it's kind of a hard balance, and it's not just your life that you have to consider. It's both. It's the baby that's on the way and your 10-year-old son. And then you kind of, your ex-husband came back in town, and even you still have a strained relationship with your daughter, which you have expressed that you want to kind of mend fences there. Is that correct? Am I saying everything that's correct?
Yeah.
And then you have your strained relationship with your daughter, which is why you're here?
Yes.
Okay, so let's kind of just think of ways, how do we confront these people? Let's just brainstorm some ways. Do we can think silly things. We can think, do we stick our tongues out at them? Do we just kind of suck it down, not say anything? Do we confront it head on? Are we projecting our anger elsewhere?
I think I just need to take more time with work and just everything going on, and you know, things get busy. There's just not, the only time we talk is when we're fighting. And just to create times where we're sitting down and we're building a relationship rather than tearing one down.
It's a good idea. Does anyone else have any ideas of ways that you can address this conflict?
I've tried talking and that hasn't really seemed to help.
I just think I need to do more things with my daughter and spend more time with her, because she doesn't seem to think that I'm a good parent, and I think I can't just say that I'm a good parent. I have to do things and show her that I'm a good parent.
Thank you for sharing. On a scale to 1 to 10, 1 being you are never there for her, you don't view yourself as a great parent, and 10 being like you put all the effort you can into being a great parent. Where would you rate yourself on that scale?
Well, I think I'm like a 4 or 5. I mean, I'm still there for her and I still support her. But I don't spend as much time. I'm too busy with work. I don't get to do a lot of things with her.
Yeah, and where do you want to be on that scale?
Probably a 10, yeah.
1 to 10? Want to put as much effort as you can there, and what does that look like for you?
I mean, just being able to have a relationship with my daughter where I can talk to her about anything that's happening at school, being able to take her out places and for us to have fun together.
Yeah. So it sounds like something that we all want to do is just really be there for our kids and be the best parents that we can be. You don't. I think that's something that we all need to come together and realize that this is something we all mutually want and work together towards. I think that's something that we can work on for next week is, as we go home, is I think either planning some time to spend with either your daughter, your kids. I think that's like a good idea to do. I think maybe also another way that you could do it, you guys let me know which one you guys would rather do, is maybe confronting some of these feelings that you're feeling instead of bottling them up or yelling at someone or talking to someone about it or just ignoring it, just writing it down. You know, to send them to these people, to someone that you have a conflictual relationship with and maybe anger or resentment or sadness towards, and just being able to write that in a letter to them. How does it sound? Which one sounds more applicable for you guys?
I'd rather write a letter.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Us-
I definitely.
Spend time,
Okay.
take time.
Yeah, definitely
I
spend
think-
time.
I think it's okay if we split up the homework, if you two want to do that, if that works better for your conflictual relationship right now, but then for you guys, it's better for you guys to just kind of sort through some of that right now. I would encourage you both to also consider maybe writing something, if that's something you'd ever be interested in maybe in the future.
We'll see.
And we're kind of coming to our 5 minutes. So how is everyone feeling about everything? I know that was a lot to take in today.
I guess better, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can come together here and we'll see.
Yeah, I think you guys came today and you guys come in the intent of trying to work through to support each other, and I think today we actually did work, and so I want to say that you guys all just did such an amazing job today. You opened up, you were able to talk to Beth. I don't think last week that would have happened, and like I see you coming out of your shell and I see that, and I want to say good job, and
Thanks.
you did it a lot better. You didn't interrupt as much, you were able